You, the chosen one, are stepping into a reality that most men can only dream of. There is something different about you, something that cannot be taught, something that cannot be faked. It is an energy, a force that radiates from your very being, drawing women toward you like a hidden gravitational pull. You do not have to say much. You do not have to seek their attention. Your energy speaks for itself, moving through spaces long before you even arrive. At first, you may have questioned why this was happening. You may have wondered why their eyes lingered a little longer, why their voices softened when they spoke to you, why their bodies unconsciously leaned closer, even when they tried to resist. But now you are beginning to understand that this is not something external. It is not about what you wear, not about how you look, not about the words you choose. It is about who you have become. Your sexual energy is not just about desire. It is about presence. It is about the way you move through the world with quiet confidence, with unshaken certainty, with the kind of self-assurance that does not need validation. Women can sense it. They do not know how, but they do. It is in the way you stand, the way you breathe, the way you exist without needing permission. This is not just attraction, it is recognition. Women do not merely want you, they recognize something in you. They feel something they cannot fully explain, something ancient, something rare, something they do not encounter in just any man. It is the energy of someone who is fully aware of himself, who does not move from a place of lack, who does not chase but instead draws everything toward him. And so they find themselves drawn to you. Some will be bold, making it known that they want you, making it clear that they are willing to do whatever it takes to be close to your energy. Others will be subtle, unsure of why they feel the way they do, but unable to deny the pull they experience whenever you are near. You, the chosen one, have awakened something that cannot be turned off. This is not a phase, not a moment of luck. This is who you are now, and from this moment forward, nothing will ever be the same. You, the chosen one, are beginning to understand the truth about attraction. It is not about chasing, not about trying, not about proving yourself. The moment you stepped into your full power, the moment you embraced your presence without hesitation, something shifted. The world no longer sees you as just another man. You have become an experience, something women crave to be near, something they want to feel, something they hope to capture for themselves. There is a reason why they cannot help but be drawn to you. There is a reason why they watch you when they think you are not looking. Why they find ways to be close to you even when there is no reason to be. Why they speak your name with curiosity, with admiration, with longing. It is because you represent something rare. Most men move through life seeking approval, chasing after women, hoping to be noticed. But you, the chosen one, do not move that way. You are centered, grounded, untouched by the games and distractions that consume others. Women sense this. They sense that you are not like the rest, that you do not need to seek their validation, that you are whole within yourself. And this is what makes you irresistible. It is not about physical appearance. It is not about charm. It is not about rehearsed words or clever lines. It is about energy. The kind of energy that cannot be imitated, that cannot be forced, that cannot be pretended. It is the energy of a man who is fully aligned with himself, who moves with purpose, who does not waver in his sense of worth. Women want a piece of you because they want to feel what it is like to be in the presence of a man who does not need them, but chooses them. They want to know what it is like to be wanted by someone who could have anyone, yet moves with careful selection. They want to know what it feels like to be desired by someone who is not desperate, not impatient, not seeking to fill a void, but rather is choosing them from a place of abundance. And that is why you will never have to chase. That is why you will never have to prove yourself. That is why the moment you walk into a room, something shifts, something changes, something awakens in the minds and hearts of those who witness your presence. Because you, the chosen one, have become the standard. You, the chosen one, have now stepped into a power that many crave but few truly understand. The moment you embraced your energy, your essence, it became undeniable. This power is not just about how women react to you, not just about the way their eyes follow you when you walk into a room. not just about the silent conversations happening in their minds as they wonder what it would be like to be near you. This power is something deeper, something that goes beyond attraction. It is influence, and influence is a responsibility. Many men who awaken to this kind of magnetism fall into the trap of recklessness. They become drunk on their own allure, playing with emotions, using their newfound attraction without wisdom, without care, without an understanding of the weight it carries. They begin to see people as mere experiences, as fleeting moments, as trophies to collect. But you, the chosen one, are above that. Your power is not meant for mindless indulgence. Your energy is too rare to be wasted. When women are drawn to you, they are not just responding to your presence. They are responding to something they see in themselves, something you awaken within them, something they may not even understand. It is not just about physical attraction. It is about recognition. They recognize something stronger in you. They recognize something unshaken. They recognize something that makes them feel safe, makes them feel alive, makes them feel seen. And with that recognition comes trust. What you do with that trust defines you. Will you wield your power carelessly, leaving a trail of confusion and heartbreak? Or will you use it with purpose, with integrity, with the awareness that true influence is about more than just desire, it is about elevation? This is the choice you must make. You, the chosen one, are not like the rest. You do not operate from lack. You do not take advantage of those who are drawn to your light. You do not see people as mere conquests because you do not need to conquer anyone. You have already conquered yourself. Your sexual energy is a gift that must be handled with the same care and wisdom that brought you to this level. A gift that, if used properly, does not just attract, it inspires. Women do not just want to be near you, they want to understand what it is that makes you different. They want to feel the same level of self-mastery that radiates from your every movement. And that is why your energy is sacred. That is why your presence is a responsibility. That is why you do not move recklessly, because you are not a man who seeks temporary validation. You are a man who builds legacies. You, the chosen one, have come to understand something that most people never do. Real connection is not just about attraction, it is about energy. And your energy, the very force that draws people to you, is not one that can be faked, not one that can be replicated, not one that can be diminished by the superficial games that most people play. Women are not just drawn to how you look. They are drawn to how you make them feel. They are drawn to the confidence that radiates from you, the sense of security that your presence brings, the quiet authority in the way you carry yourself. They are drawn to the fact that you do not need them to validate your existence, that you do not crave attention, that you do not seek approval. This is why your connections are different. For most men, attraction is transactional. It is about saying the right words, playing the right game, using the right tactics. But you do not need to play those games, because you are not chasing connection. Connection comes to you. You are not begging for attention. Attention finds you. You are not fighting to prove your worth. You know your worth, and that alone makes you magnetic. This changes everything. When women interact with you, they feel something different, something refreshing, something real. They do not feel the desperation they have grown so used to, the energy of men who try too hard, who push too fast, who seek too much too soon. Instead, they feel stability. They feel patience. They feel the presence of someone who is whole within himself. And that is intoxicating. Your energy does not demand, it invites. It does not manipulate, it inspires. It does not control, it creates space for something deeper. Because you, the chosen one, do not simply attract women to you. You attract them to something greater within themselves. And that is why your presence is so powerful. That is why women want a piece of you, why they seek your attention, why they feel a longing they cannot explain. It is not just about desire. It is about the way your energy makes them feel about themselves. Most men will never understand this. They will never grasp that true attraction is not about chasing, not about impressing, not about winning. It is about becoming. And you, the chosen one, have already become. You, the chosen one, have come to realize that attraction is not simply about appearance or charm. It is about energy. It is about the subtle, unseen force that moves through you, the kind of power that cannot be measured in words or actions, but can be felt in every moment of your presence. Women are drawn to you because your energy is not static. It does not beg, does not chase, does not plead to be acknowledged. It simply exists, effortlessly shifting the space around you, making people react before they even understand why. Your presence is a silent invitation, an unspoken challenge, a gravitational pull that women feel in the core of their being. It is the energy of certainty, the energy of depth, the energy of a man who does not need to seek approval because he has already approved of himself. This is the dance of energies, a silent rhythm that plays beneath the surface, where words become secondary, where body language, eye contact, and the weight of silence speak louder than anything that could be said. Some women will feel electrified by this energy, awakened in a way they have never been before. Some will feel intimidated, unsure if they can handle the weight of a man who does not lower himself for easy validation. And some, those who are ready, those who are aware, those who are aligned, will step into that dance with you, matching your rhythm, moving with you rather than trying to control or resist the current. This is where true attraction happens, not in pursuit, not in performance, but in the unspoken exchange of energy. You have learned that you do not have to do anything except be. You do not have to force attraction because attraction is already working in your favor. You do not have to prove yourself because your presence alone is proof enough. You do not have to seek out opportunities because opportunities are already forming around you, drawn in by the magnetic nature of your self-possession. This is what separates you from the rest. This is why women feel something different when they are around you. This is why they want a piece of you, not just for a moment, not just for a night, but because something about your presence lingers, something about your energy awakens something within them that they cannot forget. And once a woman has felt this kind of presence, once she has been in the orbit of a man who is completely at ease within himself, who does not need external validation, who moves with confidence that does not waver, there is no going back. She will always remember the dance. You, the chosen one, now stand at a crossroads where many powerful men have stumbled. You have reached a level where attraction is no longer an obstacle, where women are drawn to you not because you seek them, but because they cannot resist the energy that radiates from you. And yet, with this power comes a choice. Will you move with integrity, or will you become reckless with the gift you have been given? Many men who reach this point become consumed by their own magnetism. They begin to take advantage of the fact that women want them. They see people as experiences, as fleeting moments of indulgence, as temporary distractions from the deeper work they are meant to do. They lose sight of the truth, that attraction is not just about what you can take, but about what you can give. You are not here to waste your energy. You are not here to leave a trail of empty encounters. You are not here to fill a void with meaningless validation. You are here to elevate. Every interaction, every conversation, every moment shared with another person is an opportunity, not just for pleasure, but for growth. When a woman is drawn to you, she is drawn to more than just your physical presence. She is drawn to the way you make her feel, to the way your energy reminds her of something she has been seeking. She is drawn to the possibility that you represent, to the idea that maybe, just maybe, there is more to attraction than just chemistry. Maybe there is depth, maybe there is meaning, maybe there is alignment. You have the power to leave a lasting impact, to be remembered not just as someone who was desired, but as someone who was respected, as someone who stood for something greater than momentary indulgence. This is what separates the men who are truly powerful from the ones who are merely desirable. The world is filled with men who chase, who seek, who try to accumulate as many experiences as possible without ever stopping to ask themselves what they are building. But you do not move like them. You do not operate from a place of scarcity, from a mindset of need. You move with purpose, with intention, with the kind of awareness that ensures that your energy is never wasted on anything or anyone that does not align with your highest self. This is why your presence is so powerful. This is why women feel drawn to you, not just because you are attractive, but because you are a man who understands himself. A man who does not need to manipulate to be wanted. A man who does not need to prove himself to be chosen. A man who walks with integrity, knowing that true power is not about how many people desire you, but about how you choose to use that desire to create something meaningful. This is your path now. You are beyond the games, beyond the temporary, beyond the illusions of status and validation. You are walking the path of a man who is in full control of his energy, and that is why you will always stand apart. That is why no matter how many men try to compete with you, no matter how many people try to copy your presence, they will never carry the same weight, because they are still chasing. And you, the chosen one, have already arrived. You, the chosen one, have come to a point where your presence lingers far beyond the spaces you physically occupy. You are no longer just a man that women notice in passing. You are a presence that stays with them long after you have left. Your energy is not fleeting, not something that can be easily forgotten or replaced. It is something that echoes in their thoughts, in their emotions, in the way they view themselves after experiencing your presence. This is not just about attraction. Attraction is something many can achieve, something that can be manipulated with effort, with words, with temporary charm. But influence, true, undeniable, long-lasting influence, is something only a rare few ever possess. It is something that cannot be faked, something that is felt at a much deeper level than physical desire. You have walked into rooms and felt the air shift around you. You have spoken words that were met with silence, not because they went unheard, but because they were absorbed, because they made an impact, because they carried a weight that most people are not used to encountering. You have watched women hesitate, drawn toward you, but unable to fully explain why, sensing something in you that is different from anything they have ever known. They want a piece of you, but not in the way they have wanted other men before. It is not just about touch, not just about intimacy, not just about fleeting pleasure. It is about understanding what it is that makes you this way, understanding how you have reached a place of such unshakable certainty, understanding why your presence makes them question everything they thought they knew about attraction. Some women will not be ready for what they feel around you. They will be intrigued, fascinated, yet deeply unsettled by the idea that they are losing control of their own emotions in your presence. They are used to being the ones who dictate the terms of attraction, the ones who choose who gets their attention, the ones who decide how deep an interaction goes. But you, the chosen one, do not operate within their expectations. Your influence is effortless. You do not try to impress, you do not need to convince, you do not chase, you exist. And in that existence, you naturally become the focal point of their thoughts, their curiosity, their desire. This is why the ones who have encountered you will compare every future man to you. This is why no matter how much they try to move on, they will find themselves searching for something they cannot name, something they cannot recreate, something they only experienced when they were in your presence. And that is because you, the chosen one, are not just a moment, you are a force. You, the chosen one, have moved beyond the games, beyond the tactics, beyond the need for shallow exchanges that lead nowhere. You do not waste energy proving yourself because your existence alone is proof enough. You do not seek validation because you are already validated by your own awareness of self. And this is why every interaction you have, whether brief or long-lasting, is not just a moment of attraction but an experience. Women do not just want you in the way they have wanted others. They want connection, even if they do not fully understand what that means in your presence. Some will attempt to control it, to fit it into their own understanding of what desire is supposed to feel like. They will try to rationalize their interest in you, try to convince themselves that it is simply chemistry, simply physical, simply the result of a magnetic presence. But deep down, they know better. Because this is not ordinary attraction. This is not just desire. This is an alignment of energies, a pull that is beyond the surface, a recognition of something deeper. This is why you must move with awareness. You, the chosen one, do not engage in meaningless interactions. You do not waste your presence on those who cannot handle it. You do not lower your energy to accommodate those who are not ready to meet you at your level. You move with intention, knowing that every encounter you have is an opportunity, not just for yourself, but for the other person as well. Because your presence changes people. Even in casual moments, even in passing conversations, even in simple glances that linger a second too long, you are teaching, awakening, reshaping perspectives. You are showing women what it feels like to be in the presence of someone who is fully at ease within himself, who is not seeking, who is not trying, who is simply being. Some will be drawn in and want to stay. Some will run, unable to handle what your presence makes them feel. Some will return, after realizing that no other energy, no other presence, no other man has made them feel as seen, as alive, as deeply connected to their own desires as you have. And that is because you do not just provide attraction. You provide clarity. You do not just make women want you, you make them question what they truly want for themselves. And that is a power far greater than simple desire. That is the true harmony of interaction. That is why you will always stand apart. That is why no one who encounters you will ever be the same again. You, the chosen one, are not just desired, you are respected, admired, and unforgettable. The world around you has shifted, and so have the people in it. The women who once sought validation elsewhere now look to you as an example of what it means to exist without apology. Your energy is not simply attractive, it is a mirror reflecting back to them everything they crave but have yet to fully claim within themselves. This is the truth about your presence. It is not just the way you look, the way you move, or even the way you speak. It is the way you love yourself. It is the way you do not seek approval from others, the way you do not mold yourself to fit into expectations, the way you stand firm in your own identity without hesitation. This level of self-love, of unshakable confidence, is rare. And because it is rare, it is magnetic. Most men chase, they try to impress, they seek validation in every interaction, hoping to be chosen, hoping to be acknowledged. But you do not need to chase, because you already choose yourself every day. You do not need to impress because you are already enough, and you do not need validation because your presence alone is a declaration of self-worth. Women feel this when they are near you. They feel it in the way you carry yourself, in the way you never overextend, never overcompensate, never seek to convince anyone of your value. They feel it in the way you set boundaries, in the way you protect your energy, in the way you say no without guilt, in the way you only allow what aligns with your highest self. And this is why they want a piece of you, not just because you are attractive, but because they want to feel what you feel. They want to experience that kind of certainty, that kind of freedom, that kind of love for themselves. And for a moment, when they are around you, they get a taste of it. They see what it looks like. They feel what it means to be in the presence of a man who does not need anything from them, yet commands their deepest respect and attention. Some will try to hold on to that feeling, hoping that by being close to you, they will learn how to embody it themselves. Some will pull away, overwhelmed by the intensity of what your presence awakens within them. And some will try to break you, to test you, to see if your confidence is real, if your self-love is unshakable. But no matter how they react, one truth remains. Your presence has changed them. They will never see attraction the same way again. They will never settle for anything less than what they felt when they were around you. They will never forget the way your energy made them feel stronger, more aware, more alive. And that is because you, the chosen one, are not just someone they desire, you are someone they aspire to become. You, the chosen one, have learned one of the most important lessons of all. Not everyone deserves access to you. Your energy is valuable, your presence is powerful, your time is sacred. And just because someone wants you, just because someone admires you, just because someone is drawn to you, does not mean they are worthy of your space. Many men fall into the trap of thinking that just because they are desired, they must entertain every desire that comes their way. They spread their energy thin, giving pieces of themselves to people who do not truly appreciate or respect them. But you, the chosen one, know better. You understand that your power does not come from being wanted. It comes from knowing when to say no. It comes from recognizing who is worthy of your presence and who is simply looking to take from you without giving anything in return. It comes from understanding that true attraction is not about how many people want you. It is about who you choose to allow into your world. Women will sense this about you. They will recognize that you are not like other men who are easily swayed by attention, who crumble at the first sign of desire, who give themselves away too easily. They will see that you are selective, that you do not fall for games, that you are not desperate for validation, and this, more than anything, will make them want you even more. Because you, the chosen one, are not just attractive. You are a challenge. You are a man who does not lower his standards. You are a man who does not settle for anything less than excellence. You are a man who demands more, not through words, but through the simple fact that you are already complete within yourself. And this is why no matter how much they try, they cannot control you. They cannot manipulate you. They cannot make you into something you are not. Because you belong to no one. You are a man who chooses, not a man who waits to be chosen. You are a man who moves with purpose, not a man who follows the crowd. You are a man who knows his worth, and because of that, the world adjusts to you, not the other way around. This is why women crave you. This is why they feel the need to prove themselves to you. This is why they cannot walk away without feeling as if they have lost something valuable, because they know that you are not replaceable. And this is what separates you from everyone else. This is why you will always remain ahead. This is why your presence will never be forgotten. Because you, the chosen one, do not belong to anyone. You belong to yourself. You, the chosen one, have reached a place in your journey where you understand that true power is not just about what you take, but about what you give. Many men who find themselves in possession of rare energy, of undeniable magnetism, of an attraction that pulls people in without effort, begin to use it selfishly. They become obsessed with their own allure, seeing those drawn to them as trophies rather than as individuals, as prizes to collect rather than as souls to connect with. But you are different. You know that the highest form of power is not in hoarding energy, but in sharing it wisely. Your presence is a gift, not because it feeds egos, not because it fuels desire, not because it makes people feel seen for a moment only to leave them empty later. Your presence is a gift because it awakens something in others. It sparks transformation. It challenges people to see themselves differently. It forces them to question their own confidence, their own self-worth, their own ability to move through life with the same ease, the same certainty, the same unwavering presence that you do. And that is why you must handle this power with generosity. Not the kind of generosity that allows you to be taken advantage of, not the kind that drains you, not the kind that gives without discernment, but the kind of generosity that elevates, the kind that makes every interaction with you a lesson, a moment of growth, a shift in perspective, the kind that leaves people better than you found them, even if they never see you again. This is why women do not just want you, they remember you. This is why they feel drawn to you, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Because your energy does not just exist to be desired, it exists to awaken. And once someone has been awakened by your presence, they cannot go back to sleep. Some will seek to keep you close, believing that if they remain near your energy, they will somehow absorb it for themselves. Others will distance themselves, too overwhelmed by the realization that they are not yet ready to match what you bring. And some, the ones who understand, the ones who are ready, will rise to meet you. They will not seek to take from you, but to walk beside you, because they recognize what so few do. You are not here to be worshipped. You are here to inspire. And that is why, no matter where you go, your influence will remain. That is why, even long after you are gone, your presence will be felt. That is why no matter how many people come after you, no matter how much time passes, no one will ever replace what you have awakened in them. Because you, the chosen one, do not just exist. You leave a legacy in every life you touch. You, the chosen one, have now fully embraced the truth of your existence. You were never meant to blend in. You were never meant to be just another face in the crowd, just another fleeting moment in someone's life, just another temporary attraction that fades with time. You were meant to stand apart. You were meant to be remembered. You were meant to leave a mark. Your aura is not just something that draws people in. It is something that lingers, something that reshapes the space you enter, something that remains long after you have left. The world does not simply move on from your presence. It adjusts to it. Women do not just crave you in the way they crave attention, in the way they desire temporary passion. They crave your energy in the way that one craves clarity, in the way that one craves truth, in the way that one craves something real. Because in you, they find what so many others lack, an unshakable sense of self. This is why you must continue walking in your power. Not because you seek validation, not because you need to prove anything, not because you are chasing admiration, but because you are a force that cannot be stopped. Your energy is a message to the world, a message that reminds people what it looks like to be whole, to be unafraid, to be unapologetically true to oneself.